What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR 365. What is going on? Today is Wednesday. It is June 12th, and it is a little bit after 2 p.m., and technical issues, unfortunately, are plaguing the VR 365 studios right now because you know what? I love my Webby browser. I love it. I've always loved my Webinal. And my Webinal is not working. See, if I go to the Webby browser, this is what happens. It's just a big white thing, and I don't understand it because I'm looking at watch. I'm going to make this smaller. See, I just shrunk it, and now I'm making it the right size. So this is the Webby. I shrunk it, and now I'm making it the right size, and I'm looking at it on this screen right here, and it looks perfectly fine. It looks absolutely normal. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong with it. But for some reason, I'm just getting this white screen. And I don't know what it is. I didn't change anything. I didn't alter anything. I do not know what is going on. And for a while there, my webcam wasn't working. But, oh, wait, this doesn't... Wait, what's going on here? Okay, yeah. So we've got the snowball. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, but let's just go ahead and go back over here to our standard scene. All right, so I don't know what the deal is. I didn't change anything. I didn't alter anything. Everything is normal. I've done a couple of different refresh, rebooted the PC a couple of times now, and I don't know what the deal is with this browser. I don't know why it's like this. It is quite bizarre to me why it's working like this. And yeah, but anyway, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to be kind of handicapped here in trying to do the show because I wanted to go to websites. This is going to suck, but oh well. I'll just try to make the best of it. Let me try again. Webby browser, yeah. See, this is the old one, this is the new one, and all it is just a blank screen. I mean, it's just white. It's white, but if I shrink the browser, it's shrinking, but it's not showing. So weird, so bizarre. Like, why would it do that? Where's Jim Hall when you need him? Reinstall browser. Yeah, I mean, this is Firefox. It's I've been using this Firefox browser forever, and I don't know, did I do something to it? Did I screw with something? I don't know what it could be. I could try, I guess I could try like Edge or something. Hold on, let me see. Let's try Edge just to see if I can somehow squeeze this in here. Okay, let me go to properties. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. It's just, I feel like I don't like this. I want to have shit working, you know? I'm not a fan of having things like not working like this. This is bothersome. This irritates the F out of me. Because I want to be able to do what I want to do. Yeah, so I don't know. When I try to go to Edge, it's giving me like 20 different options of Edge, and none of them show anything. So Edge isn't working, and now I can't even find Firefox anymore. That's weird. I just pop up Edge, and then now I can't find Firefox. Like, what happened to Firefox? I didn't disappear Firefox. Where's Firefox? Oh well. Guess just no Webby browser. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, now it's back to this white thing. Now it went back to the white thing. And it does say Firefox, and it shows it like... It shows the name of, I'm going to try clicking on some of these other things and just seeing if it does anything weird. Window and title must match. Match title, otherwise find window of same type. I have no freaking idea. I have no idea what the F went on here. Because I didn't change anything. Like, I have not touched this. I haven't screwed with this. This is really bothersome, though. It's really hard for me to do this show without my Webinal. Okay, well, anyway, let's just try to do the best job that we can. We'll make do with what we got. All right, so one of the first things I wanted to talk about today is, I was trying to think, I guess I'm going to have to pull up a web browser just over here for myself personally. Forget you guys. I need to have a little bit of some information here just to see if there was any late breaking news. Okay, so I just went to some of the most recent VR gaming websites that we know of. And I got to tell you, the number one story of the day for VR 365 is that it? Is that it? Really? We got all the VR E3 stuff? That's it? There's no more E3 stuff there's no more VR stuff from E3? Like, what the F happened? Oh my God, I can't believe this. Think about this. Okay, so on Monday we had a flurry of announcements, but I didn't think any of them were earth-shattering. I didn't think any of the announcements that we got on Monday were incredible or fantastic, but we did get a number of announcements. We heard a number of things, and I'm going to try to find a different trailer here because I don't want to play the same trailer for a million years. But it was like we got a number of announcements on Monday, mildly interesting things, and then I thought, okay, well, we're going to get a lot more the next day. There's going to be like some Ubisoft VR news. Like, didn't Ubisoft have a conference? Okay, so one of the things I have to explain really quick is I have watched nothing. None of the E3 conferences. I have no interest whatsoever in flat gaming. No interest. The last time I played a flat game was probably a couple years ago. It's whenever Horizon Zero Dawn came out on PlayStation 4. That's the last time I've played a flat game, and I played that for a couple of hours. At first, I was like, oh, maybe I should start playing flat games again. Played it for a couple of more hours and then was like, no, I know why I don't play flat games again. Because something is missing. Maybe the fact that I'm not in the frigging game. Maybe that's what's missing from these flat games. I'm playing on an external window. Does nothing for me. I've been spoiled. VR has completely ruined me. I have no interest whatsoever in flat games. So I don't watch any of these E3 conferences because even if there's something VR related, 95% of it is going to have nothing to do with VR, and then maybe 5% of it will be VR, but the show that you got to watch is like 2 hours long or an hour and a half long, and I'm not going to watch an hour and a half long to try to catch 5 minutes of VR. So I ignore all of it. But I have to say, so I haven't seen the Bethesda conference. I haven't seen the Ubisoft conference, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, none of it. I haven't seen any of it. But what I'll tell you is I assumed that the Bethesda conference would, if nothing else, if they didn't talk about anything else, I thought they would talk about Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. And maybe they did. Maybe they did talk about Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. I haven't heard anything out there. As far as I know, Wolfenstein Cyberpilot is scheduled, I believe, for like July 26th or something like that, right? July 27th, July 26th, somewhere around there is when Wolfenstein Cyberpilot is supposed to launch. And I believe it's a $20 game, so it's not... I think it's $20, so it can't be some big, huge experience because it's only $20. If that's the way it stays. I know that Amazon was selling Wolfenstein Cyberpilot for $20 for quite some time, so I'm assuming it's $20 and it's like July 26th or whatever. But was that talked about at Bethesda's conference? Did they talk about the Elder Scrolls Blades? Because remember, the Elder Scrolls Blades... we saw, like, this was like not this E3, but the previous E3. They had somebody in an HTC Vive headset that was playing Elder Scrolls Blades. So I don't know. I mean, did Bethesda talk about VR in any way, shape, or form? I don't know. I didn't see it, and I haven't seen anybody else report on it. And then there's Ubisoft. Ubisoft was kind of into VR for a minute. Ubisoft was into VR. They had, Eagle Flight. Did they publish Journey, what was it? What was that Crytek game? Journey, Robinson, Journey, Robinson the Journey. Robinson the Journey. God, why is that name just slipping from my mind? So Robinson the Journey, I know that was a Crytek thing, but did Ubisoft publish that? And then they had Eagle Flight, and then of course they did Star Trek Bridge Crew, and of course they worked with Spectre Vision and did Transference. And they also did Space Junkies, which Space Junkies pretty much a flaming disaster. So I'm looking at chat right here, and Nye says, I think Bethesda did talk a little bit about VR. Rendered Reality says, yeah, not much VR stuff other than what happened on Monday. Kind of disappointing. R. Gambo says, Bethesda did redeem themselves a bit. Hussein X says, Bethesda did talk about Cyberpilot, but Youngblood, a flat game, stole the show. And Phil Yarn says, isn't the Oculus E3 conference tomorrow, though? Okay, yeah, I don't know. I haven't been keeping track of things. Like, I didn't know if Oculus had a specific date that they were doing something. But I just got to say, like, the lead story of the day. So Robinson the Journey, I liked Robinson the Journey. I'm not sure if it was published by Ubisoft or not. But so Ubisoft had their entire conference and didn't say nothing about VR? Like, that is front page news. If that, like, did anybody watch the Ubisoft conference from beginning to end? And if they didn't mention VR whatsoever, then Q, VR is dead. I got to change the title of the show. VR is dead, everybody. Let's all go home. Let's all pack our bags. I guess we don't need the webinar because VR is dead. No, seriously, though, if Ubisoft did not mention anything about VR, then VR is officially dead. I mean, I know they got stung by Space Junkies, and that has to really piss them off, and that has to really hurt them bad. But to me, the number one story in VR gaming, okay, Mr. Crow says, I think you're expecting too much. No, I'm not expecting hardly anything at all, Mr. Crow. Let me tell you, Mr. Crow, I'll tell you all about it. So I'm not expecting much of anything. Honestly, here's what I was expecting. Bethesda, I was expecting they would talk about Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. I was expecting they would talk about Blades. You know, they might explain that Blades is a little bit behind what, you know, everything was going on, but I thought they'd talk a little bit about Blades and Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. Apparently they did talk about Cyberpilot for a minute there, so that's good. And then let's see, I thought Ubisoft would have one VR thing. Just one thing, like one little VR thing, one little tidbit. Like, I don't care if it was Werewolves Within 2 or Star Trek Bridge Crew, the next generation. You know, it could be anything. It could be something very small and insignificant, but I thought Ubisoft would have something. And if Ubisoft literally had nothing, okay, so Main Fan says, why do you care about Ubisoft? I care about them because they're a litmus test. Ubisoft is a litmus test. Dude, Ubisoft loves every freaking new platform. Every launch of something, Ubisoft is there. That's their bread and butter. And nah, man, this is a problem. This is a legitimate problem, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys want to think that this is not a problem, what happened this week, it's a major effing problem. I would have never imagined it would be this dead, okay? I wasn't expecting fireworks. I wasn't expecting celebrations and fireworks. But no, I was not expecting it to be this dead. So I got to tell you, coming into E3, like way before E3 was happening and people were starting, okay, so Gaming and Still Life says, yes, E3 is flat only. And Main Fan says E3 is for flat games. And Gaming and Still Life says, who cares? We have Boneworks. Why are you tripping off of this? Okay, so back up for a second here. Way before E3 was starting to arrive, Some people were starting to talk about E3 a little bit here and there, and I was thinking in my head, I was like, E3 is a non-story. Like, E3 is a complete and utter non-story. E3 is for flat games 99% of the time. You know, we might get a token announcement here, a token announcement there. Now, what I forgot about is I was like, oh yeah, Bethesda has a conference. Maybe they'll do one little VR thing. You know, maybe they'll have a VR mode for Doom Eternal or something like that. Maybe they'll do one little VR thing besides what we already know. Okay, and the same thing with Ubisoft. I thought maybe they'll have one little VR thing. Was I expecting like a big major production? No. But nothing? We get nothing? Like, that is kind of crazy. Like, I am legitimately surprised that we literally have no new announcements. We haven't heard any dates. Like, I thought we were going to get a date for Stormland. I thought we might get a date for Defector. I thought we might have a couple announcements of some new Oculus-funded games. Some new games that are funded by Oculus. Not like huge, major games, but something on the level of like, what is that game by Tripwire Interactive? Man, what is it called? Total brain fart here. You know, the zombie game. Killing Floor. Something like a Killing Floor incursion. You know, not like a major big time thing, but something like a Killing Floor incursion or something. Some new Oculus game that we never heard of, and we get a trailer, and, you know, so there's some new game like that. I thought we would get something like that. But we haven't got nothing, man. I mean, we got those announcements on Monday, and that's good. But wow, you could have never paid me to believe that was going to be it. And then it was like, it's like they turn the faucet on, and then they just turn that faucet off, and there is not another drip coming out of that faucet. I'm pretty freaking shocked by that. But anyway, okay, let's go ahead and move on, and let's go ahead and get into our next story. And you know what? This could really be the lead story of the day if it wasn't for the fact that E3 has been so lackluster. The real possible story of the day, I guess, is, of course, the situation that is going on with virtual desktop on the Oculus Quest. And so before I get into the virtual desktop thing and start talking about the controversy that is going on, and there's a lot to unpack from that. But before I get into that, I want to say, you know what? It's weird. The timing of this is crazy weird, because here's the thing. I've never tried virtual desktop, never screwed around with virtual desktop, never was even that interested in virtual desktop. Like, I always kind of thought of these things as, you know, this gee whiz type of thing. It's like, oh, I can play Super Mario World in my VR headset. And it's like, oh, you can? Let me see. Oh yeah, dude, Super Mario World, that's so cool. Okay, play it for 5 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to go back to playing Shadow Point, a native Oculus Quest game, and I'll probably never go back to Super Mario World ever again. And so I thought it was just kind of a gee whiz kind of thing, and I just wasn't really that hyped into virtual desktop. Now, I will say, Guy Godin actually has tuned into this show on occasion. He's been in chat on occasion, and he hooked me up with a code for virtual desktop. And I'm like, well, hey, you're going to give me a code. I'll go ahead and check it out, and I'll go ahead and see what this thing is all about. So I think it might have been Sunday. Yeah, so Sunday, remember Sunday, I did not have a VR. God, there hasn't been that many episodes of VR 365 in the last couple of days, if you think about it, because Sunday I decided not to have a show. Monday we won't even talk about that. Yesterday, I basically took the day off and just thought, you know what, I'm not going to do a show today. I'll wait, I'll come back tomorrow. So we haven't had a lot of VR 365 shows, which is kind of weird. But anyway, so Sunday, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try out this virtual desktop thing. I'm going to check this out. I've avoided it all this time. I'm going to do my due diligence. You know, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to give it ye old college try. All right. So I fire up virtual desktop, get it all working. You know, I had to go into my desktop. I had to download a little thing. I had to connect the little thing with the code and do all the little deal. And then bam, it was working. And it was working in my Oculus Quest headset, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's my desktop, and I'm like, okay, I can do things on my PC, and I can open up these folders, and I can do all kind. I could be watching YouTube videos, I can watch videos that are just on my desktop, and there's all these different backgrounds that they give you, so you can go into these different backgrounds, and the backgrounds are pretty cool. Like I went into that one room where it's like a PC. It's like a PC gamer's room, basically. And you have, it's like this curved monitor. You got your desk there. And it's 6 DoF. So you can like get up. You can actually walk around. You got a desk. There's like posters on the wall and everything. And I was like, man, this is really cool. And I actually took my Quest and I was over in my living room. And I was sitting on my living room couch, and I'm like, in the headset there, and I'm in this like fake PC room, and I'm using my computer on this monitor, and it's like, yeah, this is actually pretty freaking cool that you can do this. It is virtual desktop, and it goes with you, and so I could be laying in my bed at night, and I could throw on my Quest and hop into it. And I can access my PC and I can do something on my PC and I can kind of screw around with that. So all of that was kind of exciting and cool, and I was enjoying it and I was liking it. And I definitely can see the utility. I can see the value there for somebody that would be into virtual desktop. But, okay, here's what else happened that same day. So I was hearing these stories. There were stories all over the place where people were talking about how you can actually use virtual desktop to play Steam VR games. And so I was like, well, I might as well try this as well. Since I'm in virtual desktop, I'm doing this. Let's see if I can get that to work. And so the first time I tried it, I tried a couple of different times. And I tried it with Trover Saves the Universe. I tried it with a couple of other games, and nothing was working. So what happened was when I put I had my Quest on, and it would show Trover was on like my computer monitor, like it was loading up or whatever, but it never like popped into like actual VR mode. Like it was not VR. And so I was thinking, I was like, I must be doing something wrong, or maybe there's some setting I got to activate. Maybe I need to go into settings and turn on a little button or something, or maybe I need to go into Steam. Maybe I need to go over to my computer, go into Steam, click on some option on Steam which will allow it, and then bam, I can actually do this like streaming VR thing that everybody keeps talking about, right? And so I kept trying, couldn't figure anything out. So I actually hit up Guy in the virtual desktop Discord. He was in there and he was talking to somebody, and I just sent him a quick little message like, yeah, well, actually, I was telling him I finally tried virtual desktop. It's really cool. Haven't been able to stream anything yet. For some reason, it's not popping in the headset. And he mentioned, he was like, you have an Oculus Rift, right? Did you disconnect your Oculus Rift? And I was like, no, I didn't disconnect my Oculus Rift. And he was like, yeah, this is what you want to do. Disconnect your Oculus Rift, restart your computer, try it again. And so I did that, and then bam, I was in the mix, man. I got it to work, and it was so freaking cool. Like, it really is that gee whiz factor. It is all the gee whiz. It's all the gee whiz. And so I had Steam VR working, and I'm like, holy shit. And I fired up Audica, and Audica loaded up. And it was like, zzz, the intro to Audica, and I have the orange gun and the blue gun, and I'm looking at the guns, and it's straight up, like it's in legitimate VR, like I'm in VR in Audica, and I'm like, wow, this is freaking incredible. I'm streaming Audica from my PC into this headset, and it's all working. I can't believe this. This is like kind of crazy. Now, the thing is, I tried to play Audica. It played, but the lag was what Audica's not the game that you want to play for this, right? And the other caveat I'll have to say is, look, I do not have no super advanced router. I got the router that AT&T Uverse gave me. So whatever their router, so like, because I've watched a few other people's videos, like Remarcus, and I believe Mike from Virtual Reality Oasis. Like a number of different people out there have videos where they're talking about virtual desktop. And like when they're talking about it, they're talking about, yeah, I'm like 866 megahertz or some shit like that or whatever it was. And I'm like, no, I'm not at no 800 and something megahertz. I'm at like 400 and something megahertz. So I'm like half of whatever these people are talking about. So I don't have the super high-end router that you're going to want to have if you really wanted to do this. But I was in Autica and I was like, holy shit, I'm in Autica. This is amazing. This is just a game changer in certain ways, right? And so then I was like, well, Autica's not going to work. Let me try some other games. So I happened to turn on Space Ops VR, a relatively recent release. I believe DevCube Studio is the developer of that game. It came out a little while ago, right? So I was trying Space Ops VR, and it was working pretty good. Like I was shooting the gun and I was moving around, and there wasn't like a super terrible delay there. It was pretty much working. And then so I went over into my living room and I created a little boundary over in my living room area. And I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, my wife is in the room too. And I'm like, you would not believe this. I'm playing a Steam I'm like talking to my wife. I'm like, I'm playing a Steam VR game in my freaking Quest. Like I'm streaming this game. I'm playing Space Ops VR. I'm literally playing Space Ops VR. Now the thing that I had to say though is like my caveat for it is the graphics were, it was basically like Stadia, like Google Stadia or something, or like what was the PlayStation thing, like PlayStation Now or whatever. Like you could tell that it was like there weren't enough, the bandwidth wasn't good enough. So it was, the graphics weren't great. I was shooting aliens, I was moving through the world, I was playing the game. You can play the game, but the graphics were really watered down because the bandwidth wasn't high enough and everything. But it was still so freaking amazing and so cool. And I was like, wow. And then I started to think about, like, man, can I go to someone's house that like lives like way far away, and could I log into my PC? Could I be playing Steam VR at somebody's house like in another city? Can I go on vacation somewhere? And I mean, hotel internet service is freaking garbage, but imagine if you went to a hotel that had really great internet service and you could dial into your PC and you could be playing your actual Steam VR games while you're in a freaking hotel using your Quest. I mean, that would be freaking incredible. That would be awesome. So anyways, what I'm trying to say here is I got used to all of that stuff. I mean, I just got a taste of that stuff and I was like, wow, this is cool, but I know I need like a way better router, and I know it's very dependent on the internet speeds and all of that. Okay, so now another thing I got to say too is I was thinking, now this is before all this controversy happened, before all this stuff went down, but I started thinking in my head, I was like, you know what? How is Oculus allowing this? Like, I literally thought about that way before. Like, I wish I had an episode where I could have talked about it, because then I would have been Nostradamus confirmed like a mofo. Because I was thinking, like, is Oculus cool with this? Is Oculus cool with this? Because this doesn't seem like Oculus should be cool with this. Because all the other things that allow you to do this, you got to sideload it. And this is something that is, it's in the Oculus store. You can just download, you can pay the money, $20, I believe. You get virtual desktop, it's there, and you can dial into freaking Steam VR and play Steam VR games. Something is wrong with this picture. How the hell did Oculus is cool at this? But this is just something I thought in the back of my mind. I didn't, make a big deal out of it, and I forgot about it. Okay, and then bam, what was it last night when all this shit went down? Because I was on the Oculus subreddit, and I saw a thread on the Oculus subreddit, and it was Guy Godin. He was on there, and it was basically Oculus is forcing me to remove the streaming option from virtual desktops, so you will not be able to use Steam VR. And then obviously, this is a kerfuffle like none other. We've been waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We've been waiting for a proper kerfuffle. Well, the kerfuffle is here, folks. Kerfuffle is here. This is a legitimate kerfuffle, and I wish I could go to the goddamn webinar browser and show you the chaos that is going on in a lot of these various subreddits, and it's going in a lot of different directions. Oh, man. So, like, let me try, man, what is the deal here? Okay, hold on. I'm going to try going to, this is the Webby browser. Yeah, that's not working there. I'm not going to screw around with it. You know what? Maybe if I tried, maybe I could try a Chrome. Hold on a second, folks. I'm going to try opening up Chrome and seeing if I can find that as a thing. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do a test real quick just to see if I, Oculus subreddit. Okay, so I'm going to open up this Chrome browser. And let's see here. Okay, so going back over here to OBS, let me just go into this thing and see if I can find Chrome. Yeah, here's Chrome, but doesn't show anything. Why? Why? Look at it. Shows my mouse. Shows my mouse, but it's like, what happened? What the hell happened? I didn't do anything. Why is this? This is so bizarre. Unbelievable. I have no idea. I didn't do anything. Ah, man. Webinar browser is dead like a mofo. Okay, well, anyway, I guess never mind that. So yeah, you know, looking at the threads over here, I was hoping Chrome, this is a major problem. I've got to figure this shit out real quick, because this is going to make it very difficult to do my show. Okay, so looking over at the Oculus subreddit, sorry, this is throwing me off a bit. It says, Oculus is trying to kill Virtual Desktop's Steam VR mode. If that action or attitude upsets you, here's how to officially voice your concern. Then you've got another, and that has like 1,404 upvotes. Then you got another thread, Oculus forcing Virtual Desktop to remove Quest Steam VR streaming. You've got support Virtual Desktop by voting. Oculus forces, but like it's like 9 of the top threads on the front page are all about this. And then if you go to the Oculus Quest subreddit, it's even worse. The Oculus Quest subreddit is even worse. But check this out, ladies and gentlemen. When you have a situation like this, this is where you find out the hardest of the hardcore fanboys. Because basically everybody and their mama. Okay, Will Flourish says, looks like it's time to reboot. No, I've rebooted my system like 4 times. So it's not rebooting. Something got screwy with OBS. I don't know what's going on, but it's not rebooting because I've exited out of OBS multiple times. I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, you will know the Oculus fanboys now. You will now know who the fanboys are, because all you have to do is you go into these threads and like the one dude in the thread that is like, no, I kind of understand what Oculus is doing here, guys. Like, I know it's the unpopular opinion, and that's the other. Look, in fact, here's a thread. Unpopular opinion. Oculus knows what they are doing. Oh my God, really? Unpopular opinion. Oculus knows what they are doing. I get the anger and frustration from this sub about the closed store and games getting rejected, etc. The sub has hit a level of toxicity that clearly shows how the community feels. With that said, I feel as though the majority of the people in this position are PCVR owners who are upset about not being able to... Dude, Oculus fanboyism, man. That is there's no defending this. There is no defense of this. This is undefensible. So if you are trying to defend this, the only reason you're... Like, there's people out there that are so hardcore into the fanboyism, like it runs so deep in their veins, that when they find out that somebody is like, oh my God, somebody hates Oculus? Oh my God, the horror! Somebody hates, how could this be happening? Somebody hates Oculus. Oh my God, what do I do? My entire concept has been defined as I'm an Oculus lover, but there's a lot of people hating Oculus. What do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay, let me make a little thread. Unpopular opinion. Oculus knows what they are doing. Or I'm going to hop into every little thread and try to find some way to defend this. Okay, so, and then another guy says, understanding a decision is not the same as defending or apologizing for it. And it's funny because I thought for sure this guy was talking about the virtual desktop thing. And I click on this thread and he's actually not even, oh wait, I've been reading the virtual desktop discussions. I understand why everyone is set. Oh wait, this is a virtual desktop thing. Okay, never mind. That was. Okay, so anyway, what is my thoughts on this whole entire thing? Like, what do I have to say about the virtual desktop controversy that is going on here? Well, the bottom line, I mean, I absolutely understand why Oculus is doing this. I understand why this is doing this, why they're doing it, but it's anti-consumer. It is absolutely anti-consumer. Basically, what Oculus is doing here is they probably found out, oh shit, somebody can stream Steam VR games right into their Oculus Quest, and they don't even got to sideload nothing. They don't even got to do anything special. They can do it from an app that we sell on the Oculus Store. Oh, hell no. Hell no. We ain't going to allow this shit. No way, no how. And so they contacted Guy Godin. They said, bro, you're going to have to eject this. You're going to have to get this out of here. You're going to have to remove this. And it's understandable from Oculus's standpoint. I'm going to switch off of this trailer now because we've been running this for about 20 minutes. So let me just throw something rando on for a quick sec. And I'll continue the discussion here. But yeah, so Oculus, this makes sense from Oculus's standpoint, primarily from the fact that if people just started buying Oculus Quest just to use it as a wireless Steam VR headset, Oculus gets boned in a major way from that standpoint because they're taking a loss. I have to imagine they're taking a hit on every unit sold. And even if they were breaking even, like even if it got to the point where they're breaking even on every Oculus Quest sold, even then they wouldn't want to do this. They don't want to manufacture this hardware, ship it places, go through all this process for somebody to buy the headset and use it exclusively on Steam and never spend any money in their store and use it for a use where it wasn't intended. Oculus doesn't want that to happen. Okay, now, if it ever got to the point where Oculus was making like $100 on every single Oculus Quest that was sold, then they'd be like, fine, go ahead. You could use it. You could freaking flush it down the toilet for all we care. If we're making $100 profit on every one of these sold and you want to buy one and you want to go use it for Steam VR exclusivity, Steam VR exclusive, we're good with that. Go ahead and do it. But right now, that's not the case. They're probably taking a loss. They're not breaking even. And they don't want people buying these things as freaking ultimately to be used on Steam VR. And so that's what's going on here. And I guess now the real worry that we got right now is we can still sideload stuff. But is that going to last forever? Like, could Oculus pull the plug on sideloading? Could they say, F this sideloading crap, we're going to just stop this sideloading crap right now. Like, we're going to just freaking eliminate the whole thing. You guys done effed it up. You know, so because people are now going to be, people are already doing the sideloading thing, but now that everybody got a taste of what was going on with virtual desktop, and now it gets yanked away. Now some of these people are like, okay, well, I'm going to go through the process and do the whole sideloading thing. I'm going to do all of that. I don't know, man. It's crazy, but there's no defending this. The only defense of this is profit-based. That's the only defense. The only defense is profits. This is an anti-consumer thing that they're doing here. This is an anti-consumer thing. There's no rational defense of this. So the Oculus fanboys, man. Okay, let's see what some people are talking about in chat. Okay, Phil Yarn says, yeah, it's understandable, but also just lame as F. Absolutely, it is. Stuart Gregerson says, it's your device. You should be able to use it how you want. Apple and Sony both got sued for this same reason. Okay, but that's like a technicality. Yeah, it is your device, but they're selling this device so that you're going to buy stuff from their store. Now, the thing about it is, hey, if somebody goes to Best Buy, they buy an Oculus Quest, they bring it home, they have to create an Oculus Quest account. They have to put a credit card or some type of payment on that Oculus Quest account, and then they've got to buy virtual desktop from within that Oculus account, and then from that point forward, they could just use Steam VR for the rest of the way. But they did open an Oculus account, they did put money in their Oculus account, they did spend money in that Oculus account, $20. And so, I mean, Oculus gets a portion of that $20. Guy Godin gets a portion of that $20. But it's not enough. It's not enough for them. They don't. This is why, remember way back in the days, people, this is way before the Quest was coming out. Everybody's like, yeah, I'll get a Quest if they allow me to use it with this and they allow me to use it with that. Like, why can't they make it just have like an HDMI input on the back of it? Why can't I use this as my PC VR? You know, why can't I use this for that? Why? And I was saying all along, like way back then, I said the same thing every single time. Oculus does not want you to do any of that. They don't want you to do any of that. They want you to go into their walled garden. It's like Disneyland, man. Okay, so Disneyland has a walled garden. I talked about the Disneyland thing. Once you get inside Disneyland, you got to pay $9 for a soda. A bottled water, $12, okay? Because it actually quenches your thirst. Soda makes you more thirsty, so it's a little bit cheaper because they get you going, right? But Disneyland does not want you to go to the miniature golf course that's across the street. They want you to stay in Disneyland, man. That's how they make their money. And so, no, Oculus doesn't want anybody going into any other store. That's just not their bag, man. Now, another thing they can do too, some people are talking about, well, maybe Oculus is going to come out with their own version of this. And yeah, they might, but their own version is going to be Oculus exclusive. So if Oculus does come out with this, because what I believe John Carmack recently talked about this, where he said, you know, hey, regarding all this streaming crap, guess what? It gets better. We can do this better than any of this crappy sideloading stuff that you've seen so far. But when they deliver it, they are going to deliver it in such a way where basically you're just going to stream Oculus Rift games to your Quest. It's going to connect to the Oculus store. They're going to make an app for that. And this is something that, well, Oculus, I was thinking about this and I was thinking, you know, one of the things that Oculus is probably jealous of in terms of PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo, and this might be part of the reason they do want to have kind of a console platform in the Oculus Quest, is you think about Sony, think about Microsoft, and think about Nintendo. They're able to generate a lot of revenues by simply offering you online play. Like for example, I can't play online on a PlayStation 4. I don't have PlayStation Network. I don't have PlayStation Plus. I have not fallen in line. I have not paid the $40 a year fee or $60 a year fee or whatever the hell it is. I've never paid it. So if there's like a multiplayer game that's on PSVR, tough titty. I'm not playing it because I don't have PlayStation Plus. And there's a part of me that thinks Oculus is kind of jealous of this shit. That Microsoft gets all this like free money, Sony gets all this free money, Nintendo gets all this free money, where you got to pay money to play online. And so a lot of these companies, what they're doing is they're bundling things together for this package where it's like, okay, you get online play, that's a bonus. You get a couple free games a month, that's a bonus. And so I could almost conceivably imagine Oculus at some point in time. Now, they could only do this with the Quest. They couldn't do this on PC. People will freaking riot in the streets over this type of shit. But on the Quest, could you imagine like Quest 2? Like maybe they'd have to wait for Quest 2. But it's like Quest 2, you've got the Oculus monthly plan. The monthly plan includes unlimited online play. Yay! Could you imagine when the Quest 2 comes out? There's no free online play, bro. Yeah, we're a console now. So we're doing the online play thing like everybody else is. We're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so what they're going to do, they'll give you a couple free games a month. They'll have this special streaming package that is included in the bundle deal and online play. You get to play online, everybody. I'm telling you, think I'm crazy? Watch. Quest 2, baby. Shit like that is coming for Quest 2. Trust me, man. So anyway, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, Oculus might create their own type of thing. But it's going to be a business thing all the way. I'm looking at one of these threads. This one guy says, stop defending multi-billion-dollar companies. Yeah, I couldn't agree with that. Really, stop defending these goddamn companies, man. Unless you've got like a crazy investment in Facebook. And I'm talking like $100,000 worth of shares in Facebook. Stop defending these companies, man. Unless you work for them and you've got stock options, why are you defending these companies? Stop it. We're grown people, aren't we? We're adults. I mean, god damn it. The whole fanboyism thing should have died out by the time you turned 19. Like once you were in like junior college, fanboyism should have fallen by the wayside. I can't believe this fanboy shit is still alive. It is crazy. But anyway, you know what? I did have some other topics I wanted to get into. But let's see. I'm just going to see what some folks are talking about here in chat. Slay Blaze says, I hate paying fees just to play consoles online. PC Master Race for the win. Well, I'm telling you, get ready, because Oculus Quest 2, Game Pass is coming. Game Pass, Stream Pass, all that other shit. Del Wolfensparger, does 99,000 shares count? Hell yeah, because a share of Facebook is like, what, $150 a share or something? So like 40,000 shares count. I mean, I'm saying if you have like $100,000 worth of Facebook stock, then go ahead, be a fanboy. Get all up in there. Fanboyism, is that a word? If not, it should be. It should be added. Doesn't like Webster's add like 7 or 8 words every year to the dictionary? It absolutely adds it. Okay, so anyway, what are we doing here? Okay, well, the next thing, I actually had a completely different topic that I was going to get into today, where I was going to talk about the most wanted PC VR games. And I was going to go to the VR Game Rankings website, which I updated the top 80 most wanted PC VR games. Unfortunately, Webinol browser is dead as a doornail. I don't know what the hell happened here. But one of the things I can talk about briefly before we bounce out of here is I put the games into tiers. And so like a tier ranking system. So this is tier number 1. These are the super elites. These are the most wanted PC VR games out there. Like people want these puppies bad. And so these are the 6 elites, and I have them ranked in this particular order. Number 1, No Man's Sky by Hello Games. Number 2, Stormland by Insomniac. Number 3, Asgard's Wrath, Sanzaru Games. Number 4 is Boneworks, Stress Level 0. Number 5 is Lone Echo 2 by Ready at Dawn. And number 6, Population 1. Now, there's nothing really major about this. We've known about all these games. There isn't any new games here, but this is tier number 1. These are the elites. These are the super elites. And what I'm trying to say for you is that if you're a PC VR gamer, your absolutely single most wanted PC VR game is probably somewhere on that list. Maybe it's Population 1, maybe it's Asgard, maybe it's Boneworks, maybe it's Lone Echo 2, maybe it's No Man's Sky, but your number one most wanted game from a PC VR standpoint is probably among these 6. So I put these babies in a private tier all by their lonesome, and you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, I think we can kind of agree that all these games belong in tier 1. These are the absolute elites. Now, let's talk about tier number 2. Because we have a new game that arrived that was just recently announced. So let's go here. Okay, so now, here's tier number 2. And tier number 2 has 5 games in there, and we do have a couple of new arrivals, and we have another game that has jumped way the F up the charts. Okay, most wanted PC VR games, tier 2. Number 7, After the Fall by Vertigo Games. Yeah, this is the new announced game. And you know what? I didn't break this down on Monday, but I got to tell you, do you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, I was like, where's the sequels? Where's Raw Data 2? Where's Arizona Sunshine 2? Where's the sequels to all the biggest games that the biggest VR games that came out in 2016 or maybe early 2017, like Super Hot? Like, where's Super Hot 2? Where's all the big sequels, you know? We got Job Simulator 2, Vacation Simulator. We got that. We got Windlands 2. They called it Windlands 2. You know, so we've gotten a few sequels from some of the big games of 2016, but where's the rest of them? And I was talking about Vertigo Games, and I was saying, dude, where the hell is Arizona Sunshine 2? Well, guess what? After the Fall is Arizona Sunshine 2. After the Fall is Arizona Sunshine 2. Basically what they did is they sat around a table and they're like, man, let's do Arizona Sunshine 2. What are we going to do? Well, you know what? We kind of did the whole Arizona thing. You know, I mean, once you see a freaking desert, you've seen a million deserts, right? So what are we going to do? And then one guy was like, I know what we're going to do. Let's make it in the future, like a post-apocalyptic in the future in the snow. With freaking snow zombies, man. Snow zombies. Come on, you played Arctica 1. You played Arctica 1, so let's combine Arizona Sunshine with Arctica 1. And that's exactly what they did with After the Fall. So this is Arizona Sunshine 2. This is a big game, and it's coming in at number 7. Now, it's not coming until 2020, so we got to wait a minute for it. But that is the big one. Number 8 is Borderlands 2. Look, I know this isn't officially announced and all of that. And we used to have Resident Evil 7 on our list for the longest time. And we finally dropped it off because obviously Capcom is not interested. But Borderlands 2, I still believe there is way too much money on the table for free that Gearbox Software and 2K Games, they're not going to leave this money on the table. They're going to take the Borderlands 2 money. And you know, my Nostradamus prediction, Epic Games. Epic Games Store. Yeah, we got to talk about Falcon Age too. That's another topic. The Game Store Wars hath begun. The Game Store Wars hath begun. Falcon Age, baby. It's the Game Store Wars. Now Epic Games, if they were smart, they would get a lot of VR game exclusives. Because what Epic Games could do is they could be like, well, look, it's going to take us a long time to get these flat gamers, but you know what? Maybe we could rally around these VR gamers. Maybe we could get a lot of VR games onto the Epic Game Store. And it'll force these VR games, because these VR gamers are desperate, man. They don't got a lot of great games to play. They're desperate as hell. So if we lock up Falcon Age, if we lock up Borderlands 2, maybe we could work out a special deal with Capcom. We get the exclusive for Resident Evil 7 in VR on the Epic Game Store. The freaking Game Store Wars hath begun. Okay, so number 9 is Defector, Twisted Pixel. Thought we would get a date for that. Maybe it's still incoming. Okay, number 10, The Walking Dead Onslaught. You know, we've seen the footage of this. There's actual footage. Looks pretty good for the most part. Very visceral, very violent, very up in your face. We all have zombie fatigue to a certain degree, but this is Survios, so I got it up at number 10. And then number 11, Rogan, Thief in the Castle. You want to talk about a dark horse that is coming out of nowhere? Dude, Rogan used to be ranked in like the 20s. It was ranked like 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It has jumped all the way to 11 because these trailers look absolutely freaking spectacular. Just drop dead gorgeous. Rogan, Thief in the Castle looks absolutely beautiful. And it's supposedly coming in July. Like if you go to the Steam page, which I can't do right now because the Webinol browser is on strike. If we went to the Steam page, it says July for Rogan, Thief in the Castle. Okay, continuing on. This is tier 3. This is the next tier. First 2 tiers are gone. Now we're down to tier 3. In tier 3, we have Dirt Rally VR. Well, Dirt Rally 2.0 VR. I forgot that little part. Firmament, Journey of the Gods, and Vader Immortal. Okay, so Dirt Rally 2.0 VR is coming from Codemasters exclusively to Oculus. Haven't heard much about this in a while. I mean, we are in summer now, so maybe we'll get an update on this pretty soon. Firmament is so far off into the distance. This is like a summer 2020 game, so it's hard to get really excited about Firmament right now, but I was able to play a preview build of Firmament. I saw the Himalayas in the snow. Looks freaking incredible. And unlike Zed, this is going to have some real deal puzzles, some good puzzles. So Firmament is exciting. We're interested in that. Unfortunately, it's a little bit far away. Now, Journey of the Gods, don't sleep on this, guys. Do not sleep on Journey of the Gods for the Rift version of this game, because it didn't come out immediately, which tells, and also remember this, Journey of the Gods is $29.99. It's $30 on the Quest. It's going to be $30 on the Rift. This is not Shadowpoint. Okay, Shadowpoint is $20. This is $30. So I think Journey of the Gods is going to look a lot better. It's going to be dialed up a bit on the Rift. Don't sleep on Journey of the Gods. Vader Immortal, probably overrated in a major way. It's only freaking 45 minutes. It's over before you know it. I mean, it's really cool, and I want to see it on the Rift, and I want to see it in a great headset. I mean, like higher resolution and things like that. You got full 360, but just like the capabilities that your PC brings to the table, Vader Immortal, it is a very wanted PC VR experience. That is at number 15. That is tier 3. Let's go down to tier 4. So tier 4, we have Undead Citadel, and we got a new trailer for this. It continues to look good. Dark Curry is the developer of this game. It continues to look very good, although we're starting to get a little, like the whole skeleton zombie thing, it's starting to wear on me as well. Like, are you guys starting to get tired of like zombified skeletons? It's starting to get a little played out. We've got Blunt Force. Blunt Force from Monad Rock is number 17. The Elder Scrolls Blades. Now, I didn't watch this. I didn't watch the Bethesda news conference. I'm assuming that this is still coming to like all these extra platforms that it was supposedly going to come to, including like PSVR and all this other crap. Nostos by NetEase Games is number 19. Which it looks really good. I mean, I wonder about the whole MMO thing. Like, is it really going to work? Like, is it really going to come together? Very ambitious. You'd like to believe that. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is tier 5. And on tier 5, Lo-Fi. So this is the last of the top 20 games. Lo-Fi by Iris VR. Not coming for a long time. We're talking summer 2020 for this baby. Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. Thief Simulator. Have you guys seen the trailers for Thief Simulator? Looking pretty goddamn good. Thief Simulator looks good. District Steel, I've been waiting for this game for like 2 years. I don't know what the hell is going on. They said it was like first quarter 2019, then it was spring, then it was summer. They're going to be saying it was winter 2019. It's going to be like 2022, and I'm going to still be ranking District Steel on my list. And then Until You Fall, number 24. This was that really colorful sword game, kind of looking a little bit Primordium. But yeah, so these are my top 24. No, I didn't forget about Lo-Fi Obsidian. Lo-Fi is ranked 20, and games will move up and down these lists. Like, games will move up and games will move down, and it's based on like, when is it coming out? Does the trailer show actual gameplay? Okay, let me ask you this, Obsidian. Have you played Lo-Fi? I have. If you haven't played Lo-Fi, like I've played Lo-Fi, I've been in the world of Lo-Fi. Have you been in the world of Lo-Fi? If you have, that's great. But what I'll say about Lo-Fi, it's not a game right now. It's a game world, but it's not a game. They got a long ways to go to make that a real game, but we rank it at 20. We got it there. We've got all this shit ranked. And if only I could go to my goddamn webinar. If I could go look at the webinar, is dead. It's a dead duck. The webinar is just a black dead duck. It is not working. It is. I can't get into any of these Microsoft Edges. I'm clicking on all of these things. None of these things are working. I don't know what happened. Disaster, Will Robinson. And I don't know how I'm going to fix this, because I don't know of anything else I'm going to figure out between now and tomorrow. I might not have the webinar tomorrow either. I don't know what the heck went wrong here. I'm just doing the browser thing, and it's not pulling up the browser. But anyways, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back here. All right, well, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. I'm just glad to get back in the mix, back in the swing of things, and we'll try to get back into normalcy. Hopefully I can get that web browser fixed in the very near term. So tomorrow when we do our show, we won't have a problem with that. But yeah, we got a bit of problems right now. Gaming and Still Life says, what about the Respawn game? Okay, so here's the thing. James McLaughlin says, VR365, give us number 25. Go to VRGameRankings.com, and then over on the right-hand side, you'll see Most Wanted. And one of the options is Top 80 PC VR games. Or you can look at the top 40 Oculus Rift games, or the top 20 most wanted Oculus Rift games, top 40 most wanted Oculus Rift games. There's also a top 40 for HTC Vive and top 20 for HTC Vive, but I haven't updated those lists yet. I got to update that today, but that's all you got to do. They're all listed. We've listed out 80 games. We've got 80 games listed on our top 80 most wanted PC VR games, and we've got all the new ones that have been added recently. Tinker Pilot is on the list. Freaking The Strange Case of the Lost Pets, or whatever the hell that game is from Fast Travel Games, that's on the list. Akron, Attack of the Squirrels, that is on the list. All the new games that we found out about recently, they're all on the list. Folia, Dear Father, that is on the list. Fugal is on the list. There's a million of them. Well, actually, I can go to the list over here. Unfortunately, you guys can't see it, but I can go to the list. Let me just see which some of the ones are on this list. But yeah, we did a pretty good breakdown. I mean, I completely updated it because of E3. I got to add a lot more game profile pages. I got to add a whole bunch more game profile pages. Oh, Budget Cuts 2. Like, Budget Cuts 2, I'm not that hyped on. We didn't rank it that high. Like, I did not rank Budget Cuts 2 very high. You know what I could do? I actually have a scene over here that goes to my second monitor, but I don't know if second monitor with small video window. Okay. Hey, you guys still hear me? Hello, hello. Okay, hold on. I'm going to add let's see, video capture device. I'm going to add my C920 webcam. Okay, hold on. See my cat over there? Okay, I'm going to miniaturize myself like this. Okay, this is a way I could have did the Webby browser as a last minute, no chat, unfortunately, though. But yeah, so this is the top 80 most wanted PC VR games that we just updated recently. And so, like, if I scroll down here, Rogue and Thief in the Castle, I mean, look at how beautiful that looks. So, yeah, Until You Fall was 24. Pistol Whip, 25. See, we put the brand new game Pistol Whip from Cloudhead Games at 25. Sniper Elite, 26. E-Spire 1, 27. The Rig by Sunset Division, 28. Node, which is going to be coming on July 20th. Check out that trailer. It's beautiful. Budget Cuts 2. Yeah, Budget Cuts 2 is ranked down here at 30. I'm not hyped on it. I'm not that hyped on it. Battle Wake at 31. Phantom Covert Ops. Titan Arena. Soulscape. A lot of people are slipping on that. Half-Life 2 VR mod. We'd Like to Dream. Elysium. Hell Split Arena, Falcon Age, exclusively in the Epic Game Store at number 38. Disciples of Dawn at 39. 9, The Splintered Mind at 40. Boiling Steel, The Wizard's Dark Time. That's a new release, or that's a newly announced game by Carbon Studio. Eye of the Temple, Spectro, Area of Darkness, Fuji, Abe VR, Groundhog Day, Hotel R&R. This is the one where hookers and blow, and you get to wreck your hotel room. Shaman Spirit Hunter, The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets by Fast Travel Games. I told you we had that one. Fail Space, Hollowception, Trial by Ting, A Twilight Path Adventure, Land of Amara, Akron, Attack of the Squirrels, ranked at 56. Space Team by Cooperative Innovations, ranked at 57. Planetrism at 58. Folia, Dear Father, Rhythm of the Universe, Dimension Hunter 2, Stay Silent, Tinker Pilot, D-Magnet by Bitcake Studio, Twin Peaks VR, Mare, which kind of looks a little bit like a Last Guardian almost, AD 2047, The Days After by Five Finger Studios, Stein by Hammerhead VR, they're the ones doing Abe as well, Into the Radius by CM Games, Downstream VR, Whitewater Rafting. I heard that this might be arriving probably like very, very, very early August or maybe late July, but that is a summer release. Ascend. You guys remember the rap? You remember the rap for Ascend, right? Fulgor? I don't know how to pronounce it, so I say Fulgor. Okay, Telefrag VR by Anshar Studios, Last Labyrinth, Babylon Battle Royale, Thoros Beneath the Shadows, Raiders of Urda, Ninja Legends, and Loco Parentis. That wraps up our top 80, and I am curious, which games do you think are ranked way too high? Like, what game is ranked way the F too high that you think is going to suck? Like, maybe you might think, dude, Firmament, like, why is it ranked that high? You're freaking stoned, bro. And which game is ranked way too low? And it should be ranked way the hell higher. Here, I'll try to predict what somebody might think needs to be ranked way the hell higher. I'll say, like, probably like Space Team by Cooperative Innovations, just because they really liked like the iOS game or whatever, you know, the phone game of Space Teams, but I wouldn't rank it that high. But anyways, that is our top 80. So yeah, this is just a second monitor view. But yeah, I don't know what the hell happened to my Webby browser. It is a real unfortunate thing, folks. We're missing After the Fall by Vertigo Games. No, we're not missing it. It is ranked number 7th. It is ranked number 7th, baby. You want to check it out? I'll show you again. Here's Monitor 2. See? After the Fall right here. Vertigo Games. In fact, you can click on that. You click on it, and it takes you to the After the Fall gameplay game profile page. It is coming second quarter 2020. Vertigo Games, publisher and developer. Platforms, Steam, and Oculus Store. And it says, we've been wondering for some time when we'd get some sequels to the biggest VR games of VR's early days, yada, yada, yada. And you got the trailer, and then grab your HP Reverb, everybody. Grab your HP Reverb. Okay, let's go back. So yeah, Hussein X, sorry bro, had it. Cyberpilot is too high. Cyberpilot is too high at, what was Cyberpilot was like, what, 20 or something? Let me see. Or no, what number was Cyberpilot? Oh no, I don't even have it anymore. But anyways, yeah, we're still working on it. But I got to bounce the hell out of Dodge, folks. And we will go ahead and bounce on out of here, and I will see everybody tomorrow for another episode for another day. All right, so that is going to do it for our episode today. Everybody hit the like button or hit the dislike button or whatever. I'm kind of at the point now where I don't really care. But I will be back tomorrow. I'm planning on being back tomorrow. Will my Webinol browser be working? Probably not. Probably freaking not. I don't understand why it just decided to shit the bed on me. I have no idea. Like, I don't have the foggiest idea. But it is really disappointing. But I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a good one. Take it easy. Later.